The Major League Baseball season is a marathon, 162 games lasting 6 months. And now, after nearly two-thirds of the season played, your Texas Rangers are leading the AL West by 4 games. Sure, Ron Washington's squad is not hitting on all cylinders right now, but history has shown your two-time defending AL champions will get back on the winning track beginning tonight against the Chicago White Sox on Fox Sports Southwest. A very toasty evening here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington in front of what looks to be another capacity crowd as the Rangers try to heat their bats up the same way the weather has here in Arlington. They take on the Chicago White Sox. The Rangers, with the goings-on today, have an opportunity to gain some ground as both Oakland and the Angels have lost. So the current standings, a 4-game lead for the Rangers over Oakland, 4.5 over Los Angeles. Welcome in, everybody. Along with Tom Grieve, I'm Steve Busby. It's a pleasure to have you along tonight as the Rangers try to turn things around a little bit. And we'll see what effect that hitters meeting had last night. But the important thing right now, Tom, is how does Scott Feldman pitch tonight against the White Sox?
I got a feeling he's going to pitch pretty well, Buzz. It took Scott a little bit to get used to the rotation, but lately he's been throwing the ball great. Not throwing quite as many curveballs, but the cutter, sinker combination is working very well for him. He's only given up 1 run in his last 13 innings. His last start was a 7-inning start. First time he's gone 7 innings this year against the Red Sox. Really shut them down. Broke a lot of bats, a lot of weak ground balls. So I got a feeling Scott's going to pitch well against the White Sox tonight.
Well, he certainly has a lot to build on. That 4-0 record in his last 5 outings. Pretty good job by Scott Feldman. So it'll be Scott Feldman and the Rangers trying to get back on the winning track tonight as they take on the White Sox. And the captain of the Rangers, Michael Young, trying to get things unglued as well. It'll be the Rangers and the White Sox coming up next on Fox Sports Southwest. West is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Head to your Texas Ford dealer for the summer sales event and enjoy some of the greatest deals of the season. Ford is the best in Texas. And by the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. Another gorgeous night out here at the ballpark in Arlington. Temperature a little bit over 100 degrees. And before we get things underway, let's head down to Emily Jones. Emily has an update on Josh Hamilton for us. Em?
Well, Buzz, as you well know, the month of July has been none too kind to the Rangers offense. And to borrow a line from Elvis Presley, it is time for a little less conversation and a little more action.
We understand what we're capable of doing, and since the first 2 weeks of the season, we haven't really played to our capability. So it's about relaxing, having fun, all the things we know we need to do, and we just need to apply them, and not just say we know what we need to do, but actually do them.
And they said all those things in a hitters-only meeting last night after the game. Went into the locker room. There was no one to be found except for pitchers. It turns out they wanted to get together as a group, hash some things out. We'll see if it does them any good here tonight. Guys, back up to you.
Thanks, Emily. Yeah, I think that's it has to get to that point before things change. The players have to take responsibility for themselves and for their play on the field. And it sounds like the Rangers are trying to do that. And Kinsler and everyone signing balls for the young folks that went out to each position. Great tradition here on a Sunday game. And here's the White Sox lineup tonight that Scott Feldman will face, as put forth by Robin Ventura. Leading off, playing second base, Gordon Beckham. Hitting second, playing third base, Kevin Youkilis. Adam Dunn gets the start at first base tonight. He hits third. Falcon Erco will handle the DH chores and bat cleanup. Alex Rios is in right field, batting fifth. Alexi Ramirez, the shortstop, hits sixth. Hitting seventh, playing left field, Diane Viciedo. Tyler Flowers again behind the plate, and he will bat eighth, and batting ninth, the center fielder, Jordan Danks.
Well, look at the scouting report for Scott Feldman. Talked about him in the open. He's been throwing the ball very well. 1 run in his last 13 innings. He's won 4 straight decisions. Overall, the ERA doesn't look good at 5.37, but that's very deceiving because he's throwing the ball way better right now than he was early. 1 or no walks in 9 of his 11 starts. Monday against Boston had his best start. 7 innings, only gave up 1 run, didn't walk anybody, struck out 5. You go back to his start against the White Sox. He gave up 4 runs in the second inning, then no runs in the last 4 innings. Then he had a 2-inning relief stint, didn't give up a run. Then the start against the Red Sox. So it adds up to 1 run in his last 13 innings. And the combination of the cutter and the 2-seam fastball that sinks and tails away from left-hand hitters has been very effective for him, and hopefully it'll continue that way tonight.
And backing Scott Feldman up defensively, David Murphy in left, Greg Gentry in center, Nelly Cruz in right. On the infield, Michael Young in first again. Kinsler and Andrews up the middle, Adrian Beltre at third, and Mike Napoli behind the plate will handle the 29-year-old right-hander Scott Feldman. Umpiring crew tonight as we get set to get things underway. Sam Holbrook calling the balls and strikes, Andy Fletcher at first, Rob Drake at second, and the crew chief Joe West is over at third. So here we go, the final game of this 3-game set. Rangers trying to get into the win column for the first time. Gordon Beckham leads things off and takes a strike from Scott Feldman.
And we say it every night, and definitely at a 6 o'clock game. Left field is going to have problems with the sun. It's going to be that way for about an hour and 15 minutes.
That shouldn't be a problem. Michael Young circling under a little pop-up off the bat of Beckham. So on the second pitch of the ball game, Scott Feldman gets his first out. 1 away for Kevin Youkilis.
And he ran the fastball in on Beckham's fist. That's kind of what we're talking about. The 2-seam fastball wasn't a weak ground ball. It was a weak little pop-up hit right off the handle. So a couple of pitches into the game, Scott's picking up right where he left off. I see David will be battling that as the sun sets. It'll be more directly in his eyes as the next hour and 15 or 20 minutes go by. Gradually you'll see him put his glove up to shield his eyes from the sun while he's watching the pitch. It's not quite low enough to worry about that now.
Kevin Youkilis at the plate. A count of 1-1 strike. Adrian Beltre over on the left side of the infield also has to put that glove up in front of his face. Now the 1-1 pitch to Youkilis. Elvis gobbles up that ground ball. On to Young, 2 outs.
And that's another two-seam fastball tailing into a right-hand hitter and jammed him. Excellent job. The movement on that, Buzz, to a hitter, it's just kind of a subtle little movement. You don't pick it up till it's too late. You go to swing at a pitch you think you're going to hit, and all of a sudden it just comes maybe a few inches more to your handle and keeps you from hitting the ball hard. And it's not designed to be a strikeout pitch.
Right.
It's just designed to keep the ball off the good part of the bat so that you can't hit it as hard. And boy, Scott's got that working for him really well right now.
Rangers go into the overshift with Adam Dunn up there, and Feldman fires a strike on the inside corner. Dunn with his 31st home run of the year in last night's ball game, a 2-run blast to center field. There's a good look at the overshift with Adrian Beltre playing shortstop, or in the shortstop position. And a line drive to right center field that's slicing away from Nelly Cruz. It's down for a base hit. That was a mishit drive off of the bat of Dunn.
Well, that was the cutter that he ran right in off his fist. Dunn's so strong it almost looked like a line drive, but he didn't hit it that good.
Ball got out there, made a sharp left turn, and took any chance away from Nelly Cruz of catching up with it.
Kind of sliced it right off the handle.
It's almost something I'm real familiar with, a shank. Got it up the hosel a little bit. So 1 on and 2 out.
Scott keeps hitting that part of the bat. He'll be in good shape tonight.
Paul Konerko, some great numbers for the veteran first baseman / DH for the White Sox. Feldman's first pitch is that big curveball that he drops in for strike 1. And that's the first one of those we've seen Feldman throw tonight. And you remember last night, Konerko, his first time up, was struck out after Matt Harrison started him off with a changeup on the first pitch.
Yeah, and then next time up, he started him off with a fastball. Konerko hit a home run.
Another breaking ball. Konerko down in the count, 0-2.
Great location with that curveball, too.
Yeah, to be able to throw a get-ahead curveball that drops in the strike zone for a called strike, and then a curveball just out of the strike zone. You can give a lot of hitters fits with that. So Feldman up in the count, 0-2 to Konerko. Dunn inching off from first base. And Feldman just a courtesy check of him. 0-2 pitch. That's a very defensive swing by Konerko, and he loops it out of play down the right side. So far, nothing but breaking balls. And Konerko, you can understand why Feldman would try and go off speed with him. That 7-game hitting streak, 3 home runs, and a .500 average. Feldman trying to get the Rangers back in the dugout on this 104-degree evening. Adam Dunn drawing a courtesy throw from Feldman, remembering last night when Dunn stole a base and advanced to third on a throwing error. That was a little different situation. Rangers weren't holding him very close at all at that juncture. Call strike 3. Fastball.
Wasn't ready for that one, Buzz.
Somebody performed the Heimlich because Konerko's choking on that fastball. Side retired, no runs, a hit, 1 left. Half an inning in the books. White Sox nothing. Rangers coming up on Fox Sports Southwest. game, bottom of the first inning, and Ron Washington has cobbled together a lineup that will face Gavin Floyd tonight. Ian Kinsler leads off. Elvis Andrus, the shortstop, bats second. Adrian Beltre will hit third once again, with Nelly Cruz batting cleanup. Cruz is in right field. The DH tonight, Josh Hamilton, back in the lineup, hitting fifth. Michael Young hits sixth and plays first. David Murphy bats seventh. He's the left fielder. The catcher, Mike Napoli, bats eighth. And the center fielder, Craig Gentry, in the number 9 slot.
Check out the scouting report for Gavin Floyd. He's 8-8. He's had 18 starts this year. His last 5 starts have gone well. 4-1 with a 1.67 ERA.
And Ian Kinsler, first ball swinging, skies to right center field.
They really turned it around in his last 5 starts, because prior to that, in 6 starts, his ERA was over 10. He's had 7 career starts against the Rangers. He's 2-4 in those starts with an ERA near 5. He's 1-3. 6 of the 7 starts, as a matter of fact, have been in our ballpark here. 1-3 in those 6 starts. 3 of his last 5 starts have been scoreless outings, not shutouts, but scoreless outings. So he's on a pretty good roll right now. And when he's throwing his pitches over the plate, he's got a good curveball, pretty good movement on his fastball. He can be very tough. Has been for 5 starts.
Now Elvis steps in, and the first pitch to him is a knee-high fastball for strike 1. Elvis at 292 with a couple of home runs. He has driven in 39 this year. Floyd back to him. And that pitch just a little bit low off the glove of Tyler Flowers. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Flowers walking out to pick the ball up. Says something to Floyd like, I didn't know you had movement like that going the other way. Kind of handcuffed me a little bit. Flowers catching his 4th straight ball game in place of A.J. Przinsky, still nursing a strained right oblique. 1-1 pitch coming to Elvis. Slow tapper. It's going to be a tough play. Floyd, a nice play. He throws the ball away down the right field line, but it's backed up by Beckham. And the throw back behind Elvis, who just is able to scamper back to the bag.
Yeah, Elvis took a turn, and when you run by first base and you turn towards second, you're in play, and you have to get back. If you just run through the bag straight or turn to the right, then you're not in play, and you can walk back any way you want. But when you go to second like that, they fire behind you. They can tag you, and you're out. If that happened in Oakland, Elvis would be on third base right now. Close play getting back.
Yeah, you're right about that. All that foul territory. Good job by Elvis. You saw Gary Pettis, the Ranger first base coach, screaming at him to get back to the bag. Pettis had the whole play right in front of him. A 1 on, 1 out, an infield hit for Elvis Andrus. And here's Adrian Beltre. Beltre hitting third for the 2nd straight day, and the last 2 days, the first times that he has hit in the 3rd slot as a Ranger. Last time he hit in the 3 hole, and you have to go back to 2009 when he was with the Mariners. First pitch to him is a strike. It's 0-1. Adrian has had some success against Gavin Floyd. He's 7 out of 24 with a double and a home run. Elvis establishing a pretty good lead at first base. And Beltre pops it up. This one on the infield. Gordon Beckham, the second baseman, taking charge. That is out number 2, and Nelly Cruz now will try and get something done with 2 outs. Look at the rest of the White Sox defense. Viciedo in left, Hanks in center, and Rios in right field. Dunn at first. Beckham and Ramirez up the middle. Kevin Youkilis at third base. Tyler Flowers behind the plate. And Gavin Floyd, the 29-year-old, is on the hill. White Sox, we've talked about their good, solid defense. And Robin Ventura, one of the things being a very good defensive player himself, takes a lot of pride in those how well the Sox have played defensively. They're second in the American League in fewest errors and also highest fielding percentage. Nelly Cruz are ripping a foul ball straight back. It's 0-1.
Didn't see it, but someone must have made a great catch. Pretty good ovation.
Floyd with the 0-1 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nelly, in contrast to Adrian Beltre, had very little success against Gavin Floyd. Just 1 for 12 with 4 punch-outs against the White Sox right-hander. Floyd a high set, a check of Andrews. The pitch to Cruz, banged to right field, a base hit. Elvis to second will stop there as Rios gets to the ball quickly. And Nelly Cruz going the other way for a single, and that will bring up Josh Hamilton with 2 on and 2 out here in the first inning.
Good job by Nelly going the other way with that pitch. Tough pitch to pull. Much better chance if you wait on it and drive it the other way, especially when you've got the kind of power that Nelly has. You don't have to pull it to hit the ball a long way. I've seen Nelly hit the ball 400 feet to straightaway right field.
Now Josh Hamilton, after a mental break, as Ron Washington termed it, back in the lineup. Boy, look at the numbers he's had against Gavin Floyd. A .615 average. And the pitch to him outside for ball 1. Hamilton 8 out of 13 against Floyd in his career. A pair of doubles and a home run. And an opportunity here with an extra base hit of some type to get the Rangers on the board in the first inning. Josh, 83 runs driven in. A slow breaking ball, and Floyd evens the count at 1-1.
It's been a long time since Josh hasn't batted third in the Ranger lineup.
Josh back in there with Andrus at second and Cruz at first base. Breaking ball, tried the back door and didn't quite get it. It's 2-1. And that's a pitch that Gavin Floyd uses very effectively against left-handed hitters. That backdoor slider. It's actually the same grip as his curveball. He just throws it a little bit harder and doesn't have the downward break, but he really likes to bring that in through the rear entrance. 2-1 pitch is high and away. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Well, Josh trying to get aboard here with 2 outs in the first inning. Michael Young getting in that 6th spot. He is in the on-deck circle. Well, maybe some early offense here by the Rangers. We'll see what happens on this 3-1 pitch by Floyd. Took something off and got the outside corner. That fills the count.
And he threw a strike, and he did it with a changeup, not his fastball, on a 3-1 count.
So with 2 outs and a 3-2 count, both Andrus and Cruz will wind it up and be off with the pitch. Floyd ready. There go the runners. And the payoff pitch is wide. Ball 4. That loads him up for Young. Gavin Floyd pitching like he knew exactly how many hits Josh Hamilton had against him. 8 out of 13 is not exactly a batting average that you will forget very easily if you're a pitcher. Well, the bases are full. Here's Michael Young, who has really been a great hitter over his career in bases loaded situations. This year, not quite so much. Floyd will go back to the windup. And he misses very wide for ball 1. And Tyler Flowers is going to go out and have a chat with him. Look at those numbers with the bases loaded. 336 with 4 grand slams for Michael Young. This year, not quite up to his standards. 0 for 7, but an opportunity here. And the Rangers, particularly Ranger fans, clamoring for the big base hit with runners in scoring position. Great opportunity for Michael Young to deliver here in the first inning of this Sunday night ball game. The 1-0 pitch is outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
A couple sliders, and he missed with both of them.
Floyd falling behind now, and Michael Young can look for a pitch in a spot.
Got to throw him a fastball here, doesn't he?
I would think so.
Drive it in the gap.
We had a rip. He got a fastball and just a little bit upstairs and couldn't quite get on top of it. Say one thing, Michael did not get cheated. Now the 2-1. And that breaking ball dissects the outside corner to even the count.
That's a good curveball. That's a sharp breaking curveball, boy.
That will bend you back a bit as a hitter. Flowers going through the series of signs. And now Floyd backs off the pitching rubber. Michael Young, 39 RBI this year with 3 home runs. He's got the bases full of teammates with 2 outs here in the first inning in a conference on the mound. Flowers and Gavin Floyd going over the varying ideas they have about this next pitch. And this is the big pitch. You don't want to go to 3-2 to Michael Young. Well, the crowd getting into it early here tonight. Floyd with the 2-2. Hard hit ball up the middle, but right there Ramirez fires on to first, and that'll do it. Now the Rangers leave them loaded on a couple of hits and a walk. We played 1 inning tonight in Arlington. No score, Rangers and White Sox on Fox Sports Southwest.
Between the Rangers and White Sox. Great crowd on hand and Buzz in Community Corner tonight. We're talking about Buckner International. Great organization. They help transform lives through On Hands Ministry. Right now they serve 450,000 people around the world in 18 different countries. To find out more, log on to www.buckner.org. Buzz?
All right, Jim, thank you very much. Head to the top of the second inning. Alex Rios starting things off. And he looks at strike 1 from Scott Feldman. Feldman allowed a base hit with 2 outs in the first, and that was it. And just missed the outside corner. That evens the count. Rios, good success in his career against Feldman. See down there at the bottom of that graphic, 9 out of 26 with 2 home runs against the Ranger right-hander. Pretty good sinker got in on him, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, he didn't go 9 for 26 on that pitch. He saw something else to get those 9 hits.
Feldman back to the plate, and a big breaking ball. We'll see you later. U-turn at home plate for Alex Rios, 2nd straight strikeout for Scott Feldman.
Yeah, it's kind of a different at bat, but Konerko saw several of these to start the at bat. Then a fastball froze him for strike 3. Rios saw the cutter and the sinker for 2 strikes, and then looked at the curveball for the first time and took it for strike 3. Good assortment of pitches for Scott tonight. So far, he's throwing what they're not looking for.
And a fastball to Alexi Ramirez hits the outside corner.
And one of the great things about Scott with his cut fastball and the sinking fastball, it doesn't really matter if they're looking for it or not. If he executes the pitch,
right,
they're going to have a hard time hitting the ball hard off the good part of the bat anyway. That's the beauty of it.
Feldman's 1-1 to Ramirez. Weakly up the middle, near the bag, Elvis. And that is out number 2. Well, folks, the NFL is back on Fox preseason coverage, and it begins on Thursday, August the 16th. The Bengals take on Matt Ryan and the Falcons. And then on Friday, August 17th, Matt Stafford and the Lions head to Baltimore to square off against Ray Lewis and the Ravens. Coverage of both games begins at 7 p.m. Central, only on Fox. 2 very quick outs here in the White Sox second. And Viciedo takes a pitch that's a little bit inside for ball 1. Viciedo, 16 home runs, 50 driven in. Chopper to third. Nice big hop for Adrian Beltre. A very quick and easy 1-2-3 inning for Scott Feldman and the Rangers. We played 1.5. Rangers nothing, White Sox nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. Ball game as the Rangers come to bat in the bottom of the second. Some very special people in the booth with us this evening. Guy Russell and his wife Nona and their friends Rebecca and Ray Navalta. Happy to have them in the booth. And Guy got involved with the Shannon Stone Foundation. Made a hugely generous contribution to the statue for Standing Stone, the memorial, and well, we can't thank you enough, Guy, for doing that. A great gesture on your part, and I know it was something that was very, very close to your heart too.
It is. Anytime that we can come out and bless somebody else. Our son 4 years ago was involved in a near fatal accident. He's recovering from that now. So anytime that we can reach out and give back to the community and help somebody else, we're just blessed to do it. So thank you guys for having us here. Oh,
tremendous. Believe me, it's our pleasure to have you all here, and you and your wife Nona, and to see you, all of you, your group coming around the ballpark, so enthusiastic about things. It really gives us a feeling of hey, there's something really important going on here at the ballpark. Sometimes we get bogged down in the baseball end of it, but there's an awful lot more to it. And to see you guys here and enjoying yourselves, and after the contribution you made and how much good that has done, it makes all of us feel great. We appreciate the chance to be just a small part of it.
Well, we just appreciate you guys having us out. The whole experience has been tremendous. It's really been wonderful. So got a chance to meet a couple of the players and, of course, you guys. So it's just treated us like we've been at home. So we thank you guys so much.
You are more than welcome. David Murphy loops one into center field. Now, Guy, if they keep hitting, you're going to have to stay up here for not only today, but you're going to have to make it the rest of the year, because if this is what it takes to break the Rangers out of their little slump, we're going to do it.
We talked about that last night.
Now, you guys big baseball fans?
Oh, absolutely. We've been watching the Rangers many years. I know my father-in-law talked to you earlier. He's been watching you since you played. I'm not quite that old yet, but I watched Nolan Ryan and Charlie Huff and those guys. So I've got a little bit of history.
Yeah, your father-in-law said to me, I don't want to give my age away, but I can remember watching you play back in 1972. And I said, well, you don't have to worry about giving your age away to me. I'm right there with you.
You remember that too, don't you, Tom? Yeah.
I don't think I remember it as well as he does.
Mike Napoli at the plate, the number 8 hitter for the Rangers tonight. David Murphy aboard. Napoli, of course, the home run into the bullpen in left center field last night. He takes a strike. It's 0-1 from Gavin Floyd.
Did you guys have a chance to go to any of the playoff games or World Series games?
Yes, we are season ticket holders, and so yes, we did get a chance to go to the World Series.
You had a lot of new friends asking for your tickets, didn't you?
Absolutely. I said you got to be friends with deep pockets to get those.
And you grew up in Arlington. I know you went to Martin High School.
Yes, I did.
My children went there.
Yes, sir.
Napoli waiting the 0-1 pitch, and a good breaking ball from Gavin Floyd. It makes it 0-2. That's time for the AT U-verse reverse replay. This was last night off of Phil Umber. And boy, Knapp really got into it. He clocked his 16th home run of the year into the White Sox bullpen out there in deepest left center field. Unfortunately, that was about all the offense the Rangers could muster. One more run scored in the 9th, and hopefully that'll change around here tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Guy, we saw you throw out the first pitch, and you mentioned to me when you came in the booth, you were muttering under your breath about the shortness of the throw. There are a lot of guys that get paid to throw a baseball that don't get it that far. So that was really a good throw, considering you're not supposed to make great pitches.
Well, it's great to be out there. It's fun. It's nerve-wracking, but it's fun.
Is it?
It is.
You find things change a little bit when you have to walk up on that hill out there?
It does. It does change.
Here we go.
I didn't see your throw, but evidently we decided to go right to the top of the mound.
Here we are. Yes, sir. Only way to do it.
Oh,
that's all right. It was catchable. That's no problem
with that. Slow chopper to third. Yickler's only play is to first. So it works like a sacrifice with David Murphy getting into scoring position with 1 out. Hey, Ranger fans, Chevy is proud to present a new show called Chevy Hometown Kids. It's not about the score, it's about the experience. So tune in each Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on Fox Sports Southwest, or visit www.hometownkids.tv for more information. And the Rangers again with a runner in scoring position. It's been well chronicled, the struggles they've had of late. Just 1 out of 22 in the last 2 ball games. 0 for 13 last night. Craig Gentry trying to turn those numbers around. He had a good rip at a high fastball. It's 0-1. Gentry at .330 for the season. Greg struggling just a little bit the last 4 ball games, hitting just 1 for 12 straight. But that average still at .330, a very lofty position for the Rangers center fielder. And the breaking ball stays inside. 1-1 the count. Floyd okays the sign. And misses inside and got Gentry on the back arm, their back wrist, and he is going to first base. Well, the Rangers have been plunked. I believe that's 5 times now, 6 times, excuse me, in this 3-game series. And Jamie Reed, Ron Washington going out there to check with Craig Gentry.
Hey, you like that? I don't have chest problems, bro. Yeah.
Him on the back elbow, it looked like. That'd make your whole arm go numb when you get hit there.
Well, Ron Washington said, okay, when you do this, does it hurt? Yeah. Well, don't do that. That's the skipper's way of saying it.
Hurts no matter what I do.
Yeah. Greg, all right, he's going to stay in the ball game, and Rangers now with runners at first and second. And Ian Kinsler will step in. Kins flied to center field on the first pitch he saw tonight. Chance here with a base hit to give the Rangers the lead. And he takes a fastball on the outside corner. Ian 3 out of 16 now against Gavin Floyd in his career. One of those 3 a home run against the White Sox right-hander. Floyd back to the plate. Kins chops it foul. 0-2.
So Floyd doesn't throw much in the way of straight pitches. All his fastballs sink, tail, cutter, slider, curveball, you name it. Not much in the way of a straight pitch. A lot of movement.
Right-hander back to Kinsler. And the breaking ball is in the dirt. Nice block by Tyler Flowers. You know, again, we're maybe a look at this block by Flowers. A ball and 2 strikes. David Murphy getting his lead from second at the bottom of your screen. The pitch to Kinsler just did get a piece of it. Looked like either a cut fastball or a slider, a hard slider from Gavin Floyd that Kins spoiled. Floyd back up on top of the hill. Kinsler settling into the box. And Floyd ready for the 1-2 pitch. Popped him up. Infield fly rule will be called as Gordon Beckham waves everyone off, makes the catch. And that is out number 2. And it'll bring up Elvis Andrews. Well, folks, Rangers Baseball Suite Rentals are the perfect business solution for hosting clients or employees, and the suites can turn a game with the family and friends into a special occasion. For your groups of 10 to 200 to watch Rangers game in style, visit TexasRangers.com/suites or call 972-RANGERS. A near capacity crowd, it looks like. Rangers have had 29 sellouts this year here at Rangers Ballpark. This is the 51st home date. And the breaking ball slips out of the hand of Gavin Floyd over the head of Elvis Andrews.
Fans always get very interested in that kind of a pitch. But when it's not a fastball, it's certainly not intentional. And most of the time when it is a fastball, it's not intentional. Fans stick up for their players, though.
Yeah, especially after Gentry's been hit in this inning. Say, wait a minute. That target practice going on to our hitters. Swinging a foul at home plate. It's 1 ball, 1 strike to Elvis. We were talking about the Rangers attendance at crowds of over 40,000 this year. And all of these statistics have been franchise highs for the Rangers. The 29 sellouts, and it looks like it might be number 30 tonight. Rangers have had 40 crowds of 40,000 or more this year. And they are less than 1,000 behind in average attendance to the major league leading Philadelphia Phillies. And Elvis tried to stop his swing and just tipped it foul. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
No, the result was pretty good, really, because it was a strike. He was extremely fooled by the curveball, but he foul tipped it, and he's got another look at him.
Gavin Floyd about ready to throw his 42nd pitch of the night. He has 2 on and 2 out in the 2nd inning. And that will make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you want to delve further into that runners in scoring position, how about with 2 outs? Elvis hitting .390 in those situations. And he's got that here with David Murphy at second base. And Floyd coming back to him. Just a bit low. The count has gone full.
Floyd definitely doesn't like to throw a strike, boy. He wants to get you to swing at something out of the strike zone.
Robin Ventura finding out from a manager's standpoint how frustrating that can be sometimes. I'm going to start chewing his nails here shortly. The runners will be off. The payoff pitch is fouled away. And we'll come back and try it again. Murphy back to second. Gentry back to first. See the infield and outfield defensively against Elvis just about straight away at every position. Floyd again with a payoff pitch. Way outside, ball 4. That will load him up for Adrian Beltre. Second straight inning, the Rangers have loaded the bases with 2 outs. And we'll see if Adrian can get that big base hit the Rangers have been looking for a while.
Last night, toward the end of the game, it was man on third with 1 out. A couple innings later, first and third and nobody out. First inning, bases loaded. Second inning, bases loaded. Sooner or later, a base hit's going to come in this situation. Maybe that'll just open it up for everybody.
Breaking ball is a bit wide. That's the 26th pitch of the inning for Gavin Floyd. And after throwing 20 in the first inning, he's been made to work here on a warm evening. 104 degrees at first pitch. 1-0. Popped him up. Beckham, the second baseman, waving his arms in shallow right field, makes the catch. And that'll do it. Rangers lead the bases loaded again. Well, Guy Russell and Nona Russell, thank you very much for everything you've done for the Shannon Stone Foundation. Thanks for being with us and enjoyed it.
Thank you for having us here.
All right.
It's been an honor.
No score. Southwest is brought to you by Geico Insurance. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. And by the all-new Mazda CX-5 with 35 highway MPG. The large crowd has gotten excited each of the first two innings for the Rangers. Rangers have not been able to come through. They've left the bases full in each of the first two. Now we go to the third, and Tyler Flowers will start things off against Scott Feldman. And a strike from the 6'7" right-hander from Burlingame, California. Well, Tom, I know you remarked last time that against Boston, that was the best you'd seen Scott Feldman throw, and he's picking up that bat headed for the seats.
That guy tried to catch it.
That's a good way to get some free dental work.
Man, he ended up with a bat, too. Hit him right in the chest, it looked like. But, you know, the good part was he's probably shielding his little boy and his wife, so nice job.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
The good part of the bat got him in the chest, too.
Serious grill work right there.
He's swinging and missed by Flowers. He is gone very quickly on strikes. That is out number one. Let's go back down to Emily Jones. Em?
Well, we talked at the top about the hitters-only meeting last night. I asked Scott Feldman if his approach on the mound changes at all, knowing that his offense is scuffling a bit.
Look at our lineup. We got some tremendous hitters in our lineup, and you know, I think everybody. Baseball's a game of up and downs, and they'll probably come out tomorrow and put up a 10 spot or something like that and surprise everybody. But no, I think nobody's really losing any confidence in them or anything like that.
They've definitely been in position to put some runs on the board tonight. Hopefully those opportunities are not done yet, so we'll see what the Rangers come up with as far as the offense is concerned, and maybe Scott Feldman, you know, has to look into the future, right, guys?
There you go. You're going to look at that side of things, then. A little looper that's going to drop into left field for a base hit. And Jordan Danks, the second straight game that he has hit one that the shortstop has fielded in shallow left for a base hit.
Jordan's got that guard on his ankle. He's going to have to put it on both thumbs after these two games. They haven't hit a ball off the good part of the bat yet in this game. Scott really featuring the cutter, the sinker, hitting both sides of the plate, lefties and righties, right off the handle. Cutter to the lefties, the sinker to the righties.
Yeah, what I was going to ask you about, Tommy, you'd mentioned last time out against Boston that was probably as well as you'd seen Scott throw this year. Looks like he's picked right up where he left off in that game.
Yeah, I think he's throwing at least as good as that early in this game. I think right now White Sox are probably a more dangerous lineup to face than the Red Sox were without David Ortiz in the lineup. So you pitch a good game against the White Sox, then I think you've definitely had a game where you've shown good stuff.
Danks with good speed and a pretty good lead at first. And the fastball is inside to Beckham. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Beckham will pop out to his counterpart, Ian Kinsler, as he led the game off tonight.
Been 3 strikeouts, 3 weak ground balls, and a little pop-up to first base. And a little pop-up base hit. One time through the lineup. Excellent stuff for Scott. Didn't walk anybody in 7 innings against the Red Sox. Hasn't walked anybody in this game. Had good command of his stuff.
Long look at first. The 1-0 pitch. Line to right field. Murphy coming in a hurry. He's going to have to pull up and play it on a bounce. And that ball was in on Beckham. He didn't hit it all that well, but hit it in the right spot. So a couple of dunker base hits for Danks and Beckham. 2 on and 1 out for Youkilis.
Well, they've had 3 hits in the game. Adam Dunn had a similar hit to right field off the handle. And in this inning, back-to-back hits by Beckham and Danks. Little bloopers right off the handle.
Now Mike Napoli out to give some defensive signs to the Ranger infield, and hopefully he can give that sign for a double play grounder from Scott Feldman. Kevin Youkilis, a ground ball to short. His first time to the plate. They would take an identical ground ball right here. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Ball 1 is a bit outside. Youkilis now playing in his 28th game since coming over to Chicago from the Boston Red Sox. Youkilis has had a huge impact, especially against the Rangers, but he's had a huge impact overall again on the Chicago offense. Hitting .273, but he's driven in 22 runs in the 27 games that he played prior to today. Takes inside. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Also gives that veteran presence in the lineup, a guy that will make the opposition throw strikes.
It's also kind of back to the way he normally hits. A lot of walks, not as many strikeouts. Early in the season with the Red Sox, he wasn't walking as much, striking out a little bit more. And the hitter that we see now with the White Sox grinding out every at bat is pretty much the Youkilis that he's been his whole career. For whatever reason, early in the season, he wasn't that way with the Red Sox. But with a change of scenery, he's right back to where he was.
Check swing. It's a strike anyway. And Youkilis turning around to question Sam Holbrook about whether I swung at that or not. And judging by his reaction, Holbrook said, "You swung at it and I saw it." And Sam Holbrook would have been right, too.
Yeah, it's going to be a strike most of the time. The other side of it is the pitch was almost a strike anyway. Could have been called a strike. It's right just about touching the outside corner.
Feldman's 2-2 pitch. Jammed him badly. Mike Napoli near the on-deck circle puts it away.
Oh, he ran that right in on his fists. Well, Youkilis is complaining, but you know, I think the hitter on that kind of a check swing, you always feel like you didn't swing, like you checked your swing. And then when you look at the replay, you know, his bat went right into that kind of no man's land where occasionally you'll see that pitch called a check swing, but I think most of the time that's called a strike right there. But the other side of it is, even if it's called a strike, it's still 2-2. You still have another swing.
Yeah, exactly.
And what he's really mad at is how Scott ran that fastball right in on his fist and knocked the bat right out of his hand.
The 2 gone, and Adam Dunn steps to the plate with runners at first and second. Again, the Rangers putting on that pretty drastic overshift. And a strike from Feldman on the inside corner. Good cutter.
Talk about strikes. Scott's thrown 33 pitches, 26 strikes. And quality strikes, too. These aren't strikes right down the middle of the plate just for the sake of throwing strikes. These are pitches low, inside, outside, right on the corners.
Fly ball right field. Nelly Cruz has a bead drawn on it and puts it away.
Jammed him again.
Yes, he did. 2 left aboard on a couple of base hits. After 2.5, no score in Arlington on Fox Sports Southwest. While in the Metroplex, Metro PCS is giving away 40 Samsung 4G LTE phones. Enter to win at all participating locations. Metro PCS, wireless for all. And the Rangers trying to break through here against the Chicago White Sox. They've had the bases loaded in each of the first 2 innings, have not been able to get that big hit, and Nelly Cruz will start off the third. He'll be followed by Josh Hamilton and Michael Young. Scoreless ball game. Hits are even at 3 in this contest, but that's a little bit misleading. Rangers have hit a couple of balls on the button, and the White Sox have found a way to dunk some into the outfield. A strike to Nelly. Cruz hit the ball hard his first time going the other way for a base hit. And a little tapper right back to the mound. Floyd on to first. Cruz is retired. 1 away for Hamilton. A pretty good slider from Gavin Floyd that he got Nelly Cruz to tap out weakly on. Josh Hamilton stepping in. Again, he's handling the DH chores tonight after taking yesterday away from the game, and today walked his first time up. And Floyd again staying with a pretty steady diet of off-speed pitches, misses high and away. That's nothing new though for Josh. In the last 2.5 months, that's about all he has seen. And that let-up pitch is a bit outside. It's 2-0. There's a fastball, but that's up out of the strike zone. 3 balls and no strikes. Now, do you give Josh the green light here, 3-0 with nobody on?
Yeah, I would.
Especially against Floyd, huh?
If I'm Floyd, I'm not throwing him a fastball for a strike right here.
See what Ron Washington has decided to do. 3-0 pitch on the way. And he takes outside, ball 4. Second straight walk.
Looks like an intentional walk.
Yeah. Almost. Well, folks, a reminder, you can follow the Rangers with MLB.com at Bat12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and a whole lot more. Text at BAT to 31826 or visit TexasRangers.com for details. So 1 on, 1 out. Here's Michael Young, who hit the ball sharply, but right at Ramirez, the shortstop, his first time up. Michael a rip and a miss. It's 0-1. Michael up there with the bases loaded and 2 outs in the first, and he got a favorable count. He didn't hit the ball hard, but Ramirez happened to be in the vicinity, and Ramirez doesn't drop too many. Floyd okays the sign, a check of Hamilton at first. 1 ball and 1 strike. Michael waiting that back and forth, waiting for Floyd to come set. He is ready now. The 1-1 pitch. A ball and 2 strikes.
That last pitch, whether it's a cutter or a slider, whatever you want to call it, that's the pitch he seems to throw the most.
He has the ability to change speeds with that a little bit too. He can vary at 5, 6, 7 miles an hour at times. Breaking ball, call strike 3. Michael Young frozen at home plate, 2 outs. Hamilton still at first base, and let's head back to our Fox Sports Southwest studios for a game break. And here's Rick Renner. Rick. All right, Rick, thank you. And right back here, we have Josh Hamilton at first in the 3rd inning with 2 out. And David Murphy, who singled his first time up, takes a strike on the outside corner. See the season average for David Murphy at a .285, and Murphy's had some good success against Gavin Floyd over the years. 4 for 14. With a couple of home runs. It's this one up the middle. That's a base hit. Hamilton motoring around second. He will move into 3rd. And the Rangers have runners at the corners with 2 outs for Mike Napoli.
Well, base runners every inning. 2 hits for David Murphy in the game. It's been bases loaded the last couple of innings with 2 outs. Now it's 1st and 3rd with 2 outs. Another opportunity. Ground ball up the middle. Josh never hesitates. Easily gets to 3rd.
Well, Mike Napoli will come to the plate. Napoli a ground ball to 3rd in the 2nd inning. Rangers, for those of you keeping tabs, 0 for 3 today with runners in scoring position. Runners at the corners, and Floyd to the plate. Slow roller out to short. And booted by Alexi Ramirez. Safe at first is Napoli. In to score is Hamilton. And the Rangers catch a break.
Yeah, that's a big break because we haven't seen him do that very often. It looked like he got a little bit nonchalant. He laid back on the ball. Let the ball play him, as they say. Takes a little hop. Hits him off the heel of his glove. It wasn't a very hard hit ball, but Nap's not 100% with that quad injury. And so he's probably going to be able to make the play anyway, but ball bounced off his glove. Rangers are going to take that run any way they can get it.
Well, for the White Sox, just their 44th error of the year. That is 2nd lowest in the American League to Seattle Mariners, but Rangers capitalize on it. Now let's see if they can make this a big inning. Greg Gentry at the plate. And the pitch to him is low for ball one. One thing that was going well earlier in the year was that every time a team would make a mistake against this Ranger offense, especially in this ballpark, it would cost the other team 3 or 4 runs. It wasn't a matter of just Rangers getting an extra out. They put a crooked number up on the board very quickly.
Well, we saw that in the homestand late June and then early July. Minnesota, Oakland, and Detroit. There were several times where errors led to big innings. Wasn't a big inning, but got to start somewhere.
No, Gentry thrown out. Rangers get a run on a hit and an error. They leave 2. After 3, it's now the Rangers 1, the White Sox 0 on Fox Sports Southwest. For Scott Feldman has been outstanding. 3 innings of work. No runs, 3 hits. Nothing hit hard yet against him. 3 strikeouts with no walks. Josh Hamilton scoring the only Ranger run on that error by Alexi Ramirez in the 3rd. So Feldman goes to work in the 4th inning against the middle third of the White Sox order. Konerko, Rios, and Ramirez. Scott's first pitch on the inside corner for strike 1 to Konerko. Well, Konerko saw 3 breaking balls, and each one looked like a little bit slower than the other to get behind in the count 1-2, and then was called out on a fastball that was almost down the middle. Drives this one well to right center field. Gentry on his horse at the warning track, and he puts the brakes on and makes the catch for out number 1. Let's go to Jim Knox. Jim.
All right, thanks, Buzz. With Shelly Adams, Mike and Shelly Adams Mystery Baseball fundraiser takes place this Tuesday. It begins on Tuesday. Let's see, you go through home base gate. For $50, you get a package like this. You open it up. You never know whose autograph you have, but it helps out a great cause, right?
That's right. All the proceeds go to Operation Smile, which is a organization that's very close to mine and my husband's heart. But they're $50. We have about 352, and we have every current player on the team, plus Nolan Ryan, and a few other great surprises. 4 tickets to come out to a game and a meet and greet with my husband.
That's great. 4 tickets and possibly meet Mike Adams. Very nice. Keep up the great work. That takes place this Tuesday, 4:30 to 8. And if there's more baseballs, they'll maybe carry it on till Wednesday, correct?
Yeah, but I don't think there will be.
I don't think
They're
so either.
go fast.
There you go. Get out here Tuesday. We'll see you then. Appreciate it, Shelly. Thank you. Buzz?
All right, Jim, thank you. Yeah, and don't forget, folks, there's still some good tickets available, particularly for tomorrow night and Tuesday against the Angels. Now, there's a ball rocketed into left center field by Alex Rios. Over to cut it off, Craig Gentry, but Rios will be able to leg it out into second with a 1-out double. Ball gets away momentarily, but it's backed up by Michael Young, and Rios with the first hard hit ball off of Scott Feldman tonight.
Rios, we talked about him last night. He's having an excellent season. He's a good hitter. A little bit of a down year last year for him, but the mechanical changes he's made offensively got him right back where he wants to be. Well over 300. Knocked in over 60 runs.
Well, Scott Feldman a little bit of work to do now with Rios at second and 1 out. Alexi Ramirez, the shortstop, will step in there. Ramirez 3 out of 16 in his career against Scott Feldman. And the first pitch, a knee-high fastball for strike 1. Again, folks, the Angels series starting tomorrow. It's a 4-game series. Tomorrow night, a 6:05 start, and some good tickets left for tomorrow and Tuesday. And the series continuing Wednesday and Thursday. So come on out. We'd love to see a sea of Ranger red and blue out here. Breaking ball pulled down to Beltre at third. He checks the runner back to second and fires across the diamond to get Ramirez. 2 gone, and Viciedo coming up. And Viciedo, a ground ball to Beltre as he ended the second inning for the White Sox. Viciedo now 1 out of 5 against Feldman. White Sox come into play tonight with a 5-game winning streak. And they have extended their lead to 2.5 games at the start of play tonight. Actually 2 games now over the Tigers. The Tigers winning 4-1, avoiding the sweep in Toronto. Rangers, of course, started the day 2.5, or I should say 3.5 ahead of Oakland. Oakland lost, so it's a 4-game advantage, and the Angels also lost. They are presently 4.5 back. Ground ball out to short. Tricky little hop that Elvis stays with nicely on across, and that will do it. The 1-out double, no problem for Scott Feldman. After 3.5, Rangers 1, White Sox nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. Is brought to you by Ace Cash Express, earning your trust since 1968, and by the Hyundai Fuel Efficiency Drive Sales Event. (7/28/12). Let me see. Today's the 29th, so that means they were married yesterday, and they're out here at the Ranger game. Thank you very much. A lot of folks said it would never last.
Well, we haven't seen them talk to each other yet, so they might not be on speaking terms.
That's about
there we go.
That's about the right time.
No, I don't think they'd be holding that sign up if they weren't extremely happy.
Yep.
Who are we to make fun?
A couple old married guys. Ian Kinsler to start off the Ranger fourth inning. It'll be the top of the Ranger order. Texas on top 1-0. Ian has popped out a couple of times, once to right center field and once to second base. Gavin Floyd into the line, goes to work in the fourth inning and misses low and outside for ball one. Ian having a great homestand. Came in 5 for 14 in the first few games and skies this one to left center field. Very playable for Viciato or for Danks. Danks making the call and the catch. That is out number one. And let's take a look at the AT&T trivia question for this evening. Who's the only manager in Major League Baseball history to have won an Olympic gold medal in baseball as a player? Give you a half an inning or so to think about that. It should be relatively evident that it's somebody recently, because baseball hasn't been an Olympic sport
very
many
long. Opportunities.
Here's Elvis, and he takes a pitch that's high, kind of ducking underneath it for ball one. Elvis 1 for 1, a walk tonight and an infield single. And he's ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Elvis, you remember, had that 13-game hitting streak snapped in the first game of this series back on Friday night. The 2-0 pitch. That's right down through there. Floyd back to the plate. And did he go around? The appeal down to first base, and the answer is no. He did not go around. First base umpire Andy Fletcher with the palms down safe sign.
That was close.
Goodness.
That's kind of in the same area where Euclid was when Euclid had that pitch called a strike. So it's a tough call for an umpire. It's right there, can go either way, and great examples of it tonight. One was called a strike, one was called a check swing, but for an umpire, that's not the only thing you're looking at. You know, you're watching the pitcher, you're ready for a play at first, and you also have to be on the lookout if you're the first base umpire with a right-hand hitter for that check swing. So we show it from a couple of different angles in slow motion and have a pretty good look at it. Umpire doesn't have the same luxury. That's a tough call for an umpire.
Payoff pitch to Andrews. It's low and outside, ball 4, and Tyler Flowers wheels around to say something to Sam Holbrook. He thought that caught the outside corner, and well, that is not exactly the way to curry favor with the home plate umpire if you're Tyler Flowers. He's still jawing at it. Now Holbrook kind of sneaking around the side to have something to say in Flowers' ear.
Well, it's one that went Elvis's way. Corner of the strike zone. A lot of movement on that pitch. That thing just nosedived down and back toward the strike zone.
Well, Elvis aboard with his second walk of the night. 1 out. Adrian Beltre, who has popped out twice, steps to the plate. And a snap throw to first almost had Elvis leaning the wrong way. Elvis establishing a pretty good lead over there. Again, a toss to first. Gavin Floyd with pretty quick feet. He gets rid of the ball quickly going to first. You have to be very aware of that as a runner at first base. A little bit slow to the plate. So I think most good base runners would tell you they shorten up their lead a little bit. And then rely on the jump they get against him to take them safely to the next base. Beltre still awaiting the first pitch from Floyd in this at bat. And it's on the way. Breaking ball backs him off, catches the inside corner for strike one. Adrian's brought a 5-game hitting streak into this game. Hit safely in each of the 5 games of this homestand. Rangers have gone just 2 and 3, however, in their time here, and Beltre fouls it off to the right. No balls and 2 strikes. Floyd ready. Elvis with a pretty good lead at first, and he just extended it a little bit. And the pitch is high. It's 1-2 to Beltre. And Beltre has shown the inclination with a runner at first base to try and use that expanded hole on the right side with second baseman Beckham up at double play depth. His range is cut down a bit, and Dunn, of course, holding the runner. So that opens up a pretty good size hole. Throw to first, and Elvis back with a headlong dive. See the shot from our vantage point up here, and you can see that hole of about 70-75 feet on the right side to work with. Floyd ready for the 1-2 pitch. And it's high. It's 2-2.
Now, Elvis is not going, but he's got a lead that's big enough to go if he wanted to.
Yeah. Floyd ready once again. And again goes first base way. This time Elvis had shortened up.
Yeah, hadn't taken his big lead yet.
Elvis back off from first base, and he is now expanding that lead just a bit. And Beltre skies one to shallow right center field. On comes Rios, and the right fielder there to make the catch. Back to first is Elvis, and with 2 outs, it'll bring up Nelly Cruz. Let's take a look at the Ford leaderboard. And in Major League Baseball, a .315 average, 18 home runs, and 61 RBIs. That's pretty select company. Andrew McCutchen, Carlos Gonzalez, Miguel Cabrera, Matt Holliday, and Adrian Beltre.
Yeah, Andrew McCutchen, he might be the best player in baseball so far this year. 369. Wow.
Nelly 1 for 2. A snap throw to first, and they got him. Elvis had expanded that lead even a half step further, and Gavin Floyd picked him clean at first base. Ron Washington likes his guys to take chances, but this one will cut him short. Rangers gone in the 4th. 1-0 Texas. Answer to our AT trivia question. And the question tonight, in case you have forgotten it, Major League manager, the only one in Major League history to have won an Olympic gold medal in baseball as a player. And the answer would be Robin Ventura, the '88 Olympics in Seoul. The Olympics no longer favoring baseball with having it part of the competition. But the Softball and Baseball Association is trying to get that back on the Olympic agenda. Scott Feldman ready to go to work in the top of the 5th inning. It'll be Tyler Flowers to lead things off, and a breaking ball hangs inside for ball 1. Flowers in his one at bat tonight has struck out against Feldman. That fastball, and it's waved at and missed by Flowers. A ball and a strike. Flowers had been perfect in his career against Scott Feldman, 2 out of 2, but Feldman got even with him with that strikeout last time up, and now Scooter ahead, a ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch in the dirt, and the count is even. Flowers hitting in the number 8 slot for the White Sox tonight. Line for Scott Feldman says he's given up 4 hits, but only one of them this evening really has been hit on the nose. That was the 1-out double by Alex Rios. The 2-2. Huge foul toward the Ranger dugout. Well, joining us as always in the 5th inning, Mark McLemore, co-host of Rangers Live. Mac, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
Seems like the 3 games that we've had an opportunity to see against the White Sox, same song, different verse for the Rangers. It's it's difficult for them right now to get anything going and sustain it offensively, it seems like.
It really is. They just can't get the big hit. They'll get a guy on or get multiple guys on base, and they just can't get the big hit, the timely hit when they need it. They ran 13 guys last night. The good thing about that is there were 13 runners on base. So you just got to be able to get that big hit.
Flowers on his way to first. He's going to make a U-turn and probably have something to say to Sam Holbrook as he heads back to the dugout.
Well, that pitch is a strike. If I'm Sam Holbrook, I'm going to say, hey, you've been calling that pitch a strike the whole day yourself. And there it is, right in the middle of the strike zone.
That is the 4th strikeout for Scott Feldman tonight. Twice he's gotten Tyler Flowers. Now the number 9 man, Jordan Danks, and he pounds one to right field, a base hit. He got the head of the bat out there, and he is 2 for 2. A 1-out single has him at first for the top of the order.
Yeah, he said to himself that time, I'm not getting jammed this time. He's been jammed almost every time, and a nice at bat right there. He got the head of the bat out, and one of the few guys in the White Sox lineup so far today to hit the ball like that against Scott.
Now Gordon Beckham will step in. He's had one of the 5 base hits against Scott Feldman tonight. How much stock do you put, Mac, in having hitters only meetings, players only meetings, whatever, when things are not going well? Is that important?
Yeah, it's definitely important, especially when a player calls it. You don't want to have the manager have to call every meeting when something needs to be said. That goes a lot, about having veteran players that realize, okay, this is the time we need to sit and talk and figure out what's going on and just, get refocused on what we're trying to do here. And, it's a long season, so sometimes you can lose that focus, believe it or not. And, long, hot summer, it can really happen.
1-0 pitch. And that is a strike on the outside part.
Mac, the meeting I wasn't at, but I remember everybody talking about was the one in Detroit that Dave Valley called. Were you at that meeting?
Absolutely.
That was an effective meeting from what I heard.
That was extremely effective. Dave Valley, we weren't playing particularly well. We're going down the stretch. We're trying to win for the first time, and Val gets everybody together and just starts talking and reminded us of what we needed to do.
And Scott Feldman makes the wise decision, fires to first. Beckham is out. Into scoring position is Jordan Danks, but there are 2 outs now for Kevin Youkilis.
You know, he talked, and, you know, maybe for about 10 or 15 minutes. And at the end of it, this is where the effective part came in. He went around to every man in that locker room and called us by name. Mac, are you with me? Rusty, are you with me? Juan, are you with me? Dean, are you with me? And, man, it was tremendous. That was probably the best meeting I've ever been in. It just got us rejuvenated, fired up, and we took it from there.
Tough to be in a setting like that in lie when somebody calls you out and asks you by name, are you with us?
Yes.
You know, the other 24 guys sitting there, and don't think they're not paying attention. They want to hear what you have to say. If you say, yeah, I'm with you. They do. That's good.
They want to hear what you say and how you say it. And that's more important, the how you say it. And we got back on the horse and rode it to the finish line.
The guy I want to see is the guy that goes, nope, I'm not with you. I want to see that guy.
I don't know if you want to see that. Not that clubhouse.
We've had a couple here that I wouldn't be surprised if they said that. I'm not going to mention any names.
Wow.
We've had a couple that I would nominate as candidates for that.
Man.
That's one thing you just have to sit there and think to yourself, even though you may not say anything worthwhile, but you just got to think about that. I don't think that's something you verbalize.
No, especially in our clubhouse, that wasn't something you said.
1-0 pitch to Euclid.
I remember they talked about a meeting that Tommy Lasorda had with the Dodgers when Steve Sachs was having his throwing problems, and he went around and asked everybody a question, and he screamed at Pedro Guerrero, Pedro, what are you thinking out there? And he says, I'm thinking I hope they don't hit it to Sachs. And that was the end of that meeting.
And the count has gone to 3-0. Scott Feldman being a little careful with Euclid, making sure that he doesn't get something out over the plate that Euclid can extend on. However, you got a tough guy waiting in the on-deck circle in Adam Dunn. There's a strike. You know, thinking about this ball club, Mac, it seems maybe a little unlikely that it would have gone a month or a month and a half before something like that happened. But it's understandable, I think, when you look at it from the standpoint of they've been there for the last couple of years. They know what they're supposed to do. They just expect that it's going to work. There's a little number, and Mike Napoli will take care of that. On to first. Good job by Scott Feldman. We'll kind of pick that up as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. But Feldman and the Rangers get out without any damage in the fifth. Doe runs a hit, one left. And we will go to the second half of this ball game. Bottom of the fifth coming up. Rangers leading 1-0 on Fox Sports Southwest. Roberto Gonzalez next Tuesday and sign up to be a Whataburger Whata fan. Don't miss this chance to win great prizes and to meet one of your Texas Rangers at Whataburger. Roberto will be over there on Hughlin Bend Road in Fort Worth next Tuesday. Nelly Cruz steps in to start off the Ranger fifth inning. 1-0 Texas. He takes a Gavin Floyd pitch that's a bit high for ball one. Mark McLemore joining us as always, the co-host of Rangers Live, and talking about the upshot of the Rangers hitters only meeting and just what the ball club needs to get going. Two-0 pitch to Cruz. That ball's hammered to left field, going over to Viciedo. He can't get there. It's one hopping off the wall. Motoring into second base, Nelly Cruz with a rocket off the 390 sign. And he is in scoring position with nobody out, and Josh Hamilton coming up.
Nelly just looked real comfortable. These first two pitches he took up and in the zone and didn't even offer at him, and got one down in the zone to his liking and drilled this ball into left field.
Well, Nelly Cruz safe at second. Safe and secure in New York life. Well, that ball was smoked. A little altitude there, and you got a 2-0 ball game, but Rangers will take what Cruz gave him there, and that's a two-bagger. Here's Hamilton, who's walked twice today. Had a pretty good rip at a slow breaking ball that was in the strike zone. It's 0-1.
Yeah, he waited on that ball, timed it, and got a pitch to hit, just fouled it off. April and May, that pitch is still going.
Yeah.
I remember the ball he hit when he hit the 4 home runs off, one off Jake Arrieta. First pitch he saw of the game was a curveball. Hit it out of the ballpark in center field.
He's down on the count here. No balls and 2 strikes to Gavin Floyd. Trying at least to get Cruz from second to third. Nelly getting that lead at second base. And he gets the job done as Hamilton pulls one to Beckham at second. That's an important and productive out for Josh Hamilton. Cruz on to third. He's there with 1 out. Michael Young coming up. And let's go back to our Fox Sports Southwest studios for a Mazda CX-5 game break. Here's Rick Renner. Rick. It's been a while since the Rangers have had an opportunity to pick games up on both of them. And now with the infield pull all the way in, Michael Young up there trying to get the Rangers on the scoreboard one more time.
What are you thinking as a hitter right here, Mac, with close game, man on third, infield in? What are you thinking right now?
You want to get a pitch up in the zone so you can hit a fly ball to the outfield. You don't want to hit a ground ball in this situation with the infield drawn in. You want to get a pitch up in the zone that you can hit somewhere out in the outfield, like that pitch there. You just missed it. You got to be very selective. You know, the pitcher knows what you're trying to do as well. So he's trying his best not to give you a pitch that you can hit a fly ball on. So it becomes a battle. Who's going to be able to execute?
A ball and a strike to Michael Young. Floyd working from the stretch with Cruz at third. And Michael taps it foul at home plate. 1-2. Gavin Floyd has been made to work tonight. He's about ready to throw his 85th pitch of the evening. But the Rangers have only managed to put 1 run on the board, and Michael Young trying to make that at least 2. He can get Cruz home from third. Nice block by Tyler Flowers. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You know, this is that situation where I'm sure it was one of the things that they talked about in the meeting, situational hitting.
And you saw it last night 3 different times with runners at third and less than 2 out, not able to make contact. They're not able to put the ball in play.
Right. It's the situational game that really wins and loses ball games for you. Being able to execute in this situation here is extremely important.
Breaking ball that just hung inside enough to be ball 3. Ron Washington, a little bit more than an interested bystander right here. He wants this ball club to break loose. And they want to break loose. There's no secret about that. Payoff pitch to Young. Topper out in front of home plate. Floyd will field. Here comes Cruz. The throw is not in time. It bounces by. And Nelly Cruz steals a run with Adam Dunn at first base.
That's one way to get the run in.
Not the conventional way, but hey, when you're scuffling for runs like the Rangers are, you got to try to create things, and that's what Nelson Cruz did there.
Yeah, that was good base running, Mac. If you get a chance to show that again, pretend you're the base runner here. What are you thinking?
I'm waiting to make sure that he's going to throw the ball to first base. I might even creep down the line a little bit more. And the ball just got stuck in Dunn's glove. He couldn't get it out, fortunately, and then threw it a little bit wild. But great read on Nelly's part.
Yeah, and from Gavin Floyd's perspective, he didn't have time to pick the ball up and check the runner back at third.
No,
he had to get rid of it.
He wouldn't have gotten the guy at first. See, Nelly's thinking about it. As soon as he throws it, here he comes.
Excellent job of base running by Nelly Cruz. So 2-0 Texas. And David Murphy takes a breaking ball for a strike. It's 1-1.
Well, they scored on a routine ground ball to shortstop that was booted by Ramirez. And a tapper back to the mound.
Murph 2 for 2 tonight. And he bangs another base hit down the right field line. That's going to be extra bases as it goes into the corner. Rios plays the carom. And David Murphy is 3 for 3. A pair of singles and now a double. Murph's 15th double of the year, and he's gone up the middle of the diamond a couple times and got a breaking ball to pull that time.
And judging on where Flowers had his glove, he was trying to throw that backdoor breaking ball, but he brought it all the way into the inside part of the plate for David.
You know, when you look at tomorrow's box score, you're going to see a couple of runs. They scored at least one run here in the 5th, hopefully 2 or 3 more. But you're not going to see the ground ball, the productive ground ball out that Josh made to get Nelly to third base. Right. You're going to see that he didn't get a hit so far, didn't hit a home run, didn't drive in a run. But that is just like hitting a double, a run-scoring double.
And Ramirez will throw out Napoli. That will do it, but the Rangers have a couple of doubles in the inning, some great base running, and they get a run as Nelly Cruz swipes one from third base. Now we'll go to the 6th inning. Rangers 2, White Sox nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. The division rival Angels come to town for a 4-game set. Starts tomorrow and runs through Thursday. Great seats are still available Make your plans now to come out for the Rangers in their battle for the American League West. For tickets, go to TexasRangers.com or call 972-RANGERS. Outstanding tickets left for tomorrow and Tuesday in particular. And come on out and take in some Ranger Angel baseball as the division getting tighter. Adam Dunn starting things off. Dunn 1 out of 2 tonight. Rangers took advantage of Dunn's lack of a throwing arm in that last half inning. Pitch fouled back. Well, Cruz at third really got a good break, and then Dunn slow getting rid of the ball and then made a poor throw to the plate to try to gun down Cruz.
Now, Dunn is normally the DH, but tonight Paul Konerko got half the night off and is DHing. Konerko generally plays first base for the White Sox. Buzz, I want to thank everybody for the food that was sent up tonight and the gifts that we got. Something we appreciate very much.
Feldman with a 1-2 pitch to Dunn. He laid off the low breaking ball to even the count at 2-2.
If you want to see everything that was sent up to the booth tonight and hear us acknowledge the names of all the great fans that spent the time and effort to get them to us, you can go to foxsportssouthwest.com and click on Tom's Treats. And you'll be able to not only see it, but hear who sent it and allow us to thank them very much for it. That's foxsportssouthwest.com. And occasionally we'll get something after the message that we deliver. And you can see it the next day. If you don't see it tomorrow, go the next day and you'll be sure to see it then. Because we'll tape that before the game, and sometimes we get things sent to us during the game. And that won't be there till the day after. So hopefully you'll visit the website. Got a lot of people looking at the website, so we're still in business.
Well, the overshift served the Rangers well as Adam Dunn banged to Ian Kinsler in shallow right field. And now Konerko, first ball swinging, pops it up. Michael Young coming down the line from first in foul territory, puts it away, and that is out number 2. So bases empty, 2 away here in the 6th inning. Let's go to Jim Knox. Jim.
All right, Buzz, real quick. Hey, a big night for the Ian Kinsler Summer Reading Program. A number of these kids took part in it. Having a good time tonight, right? Huh? You bet. What they had to do is read a number of books. They did so for their local library. They got checked off, and they got a ticket to tonight's game. Also had a parade down in the field. What was your favorite book right here?
Absolutely Normal Chaos.
That sounds good. What about you guys?
Dragon in the Drawer.
All right, there we go. With these guys having a good time, rooting the Rangers on, and congratulations. Way to go. Thank you, Buzz.
All right, Jim. Thank you. Ian's reading prowess is getting the job done. Kinsler handles that ground ball right on cue. He throws out Alex Rios, and it's a very quick and easy 1-2-3 6th inning. After 5.5, Rangers 2, White Sox nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. Slam inning brought to you by Sonic Drive-In. Tonight, the jackpot is worth $500 and dinner for two at Sonic Drive-In. And today, the Rangers are hitting for Michael Pearson of Georgetown. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam during this inning, Michael Pearson of Georgetown will be $25,000 richer. You can register in any participating Sonic restaurant.
Our friends Vic Sosa and Steve Tennyson out there having a pretty good time between innings. It's a little delivery from Sonic between innings. Wow.
Hope they brought enough for everybody.
Nice going, Steve.
And there is the
going to Sonic. Going to Sonic will make you smile, boy.
Greg Gentry stepping in to start things off against Gavin Floyd here in the 6th inning. Rangers leading 2-0. And Gentry takes the first pitch high for ball one. Greg hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning and grounded a short, so 0 for 1 tonight. Floyd back to him and tried to check his swing on a high pitch. Couldn't do it. It is 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, on the scoreboard sign, actually on the sign up above, 100 degrees at 8 o'clock.
Gentry loops one to left field. This Nieto got a little bit of a late break, and he'll have to pull up and play it on a hop. Gentry taking a page out of the White Sox book earlier in the ball game. Hits one off the end of the bat, has it fall in. A leadoff single puts him aboard for the top of the Ranger order.
The Rangers have men on base every inning, and more than one in every inning except the 4th.
Ian Kinsler steps in, having skied out 3 different times tonight. Twice to center, once to the second baseman. Rangers a lot of options here with Kinsler at the plate and Gentry at first and nobody out. And a throw to first by Gavin Floyd drives Gentry back. Floyd okays his sign. The right-hander comes set. And Ian takes a strike. It's 0-1. Ron Washington hasn't really favored using Ian Kinsler as the batter on a hit and run. Ron usually reserves that for somebody that hits more ground balls. Ian hits a lot of balls in the air. Gentry a pretty good lead at first, and Kinsler rounds one to third. The second for one. The throw is dropped, but they're going to say it was on the transfer. Beckham upended very unceremoniously by Craig Gentry. With the second base umpire, Rob Drake, right there to immediately throw his right hand up, indicating that the out was recorded before the drop was made.
That was close. He caught the ball, never got it really transferred to his right hand. But it goes as a force out.
So it's now Kinsler at first with one out and Elvis Andrus at the plate. And this much more favorable, I would think, for Ron Washington to possibly use the hit and run. First pitch is outside for ball one. Elvis a perfect night. He has been on twice via the walk and also had an infield single. An infield single in the first snapped the streak of 18 straight plate appearances against the White Sox without reaching base. Snap throw to first. And Kinsler just back ahead of the tag by Dunn. Floyd has already picked off one runner tonight. That was Elvis Andrus a couple of innings ago. And throws a strike here. It's 1-1. Ron Washington will relay the signs over to Dave Anderson, who will in turn relay them to Ian Kinsler at first and Elvis Andrus at the plate. Ken stepping that lead off. He's a little bit shorter than normal, which may indicate he's going. He's staying put, and the pitch is a called strike. It's 1-2. Elvis lifting up his arms, letting it pass by, but it just caught the corner.
Now Floyd doesn't have a lot of wasted motion as he delivers the ball to the plate. And the Rangers have had a lot of guys that can steal a base at first base tonight, but it doesn't look like any of them have gotten the kind of jump that they're comfortable with.
Elvis drives it to right field, but it's playable for Rios. He backs up a few steps, and that's out number 2. It'll bring up Adrian Beltre. So Elvis a hard out to right. He's going to check himself out on that big board in right field up above the home run porch. Beltre 0 for 3 tonight. He has popped out twice and flied to right field. Floyd a check of Kinsler at first. And time called. Adrian Beltre asking for time. It's granted by Sam Holbrook. And Beltre swings and skies it to shallow left field. Luciano coming on, still coming on, and makes the catch a little shakily, but he got the job done. Side retired. Rangers no runs a hit and 1 man left. On to the 7th we go. 2-0 Texas. Brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Head to your Texas Ford dealer and drive the best in Texas. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Jack in the Box. Get the All-American Jack Combo, a no-nonsense burger, fries, and a drink for only $4.99 plus tax. Rangers leading 2-0. They have out-hit the Sox, as you can see, 7-5 tonight. White Sox committing the only error of the ball game, and it led directly to the Rangers' first run. Alexi Ramirez starting things off, and Scott Feldman throws a breaking ball that comes in the side door to Ramirez. 0-1 the count.
Scott's only thrown 68 pitches, 50 of them for strikes.
That is incredible. A pitch in the dirt, another breaking ball. It's 1-1 to Ramirez, who has grounded out twice on the left side, once to short, once to third base. There's a line drive to left. That's going to be in for a base hit. Murphy over to try and cut it off. Ramirez, a big turn, slams the brakes on at first base as Murph gets to the ball quickly and throws a strike into second. Leadoff single as Ramirez aboard. Let's now go down to Emily Jones.
Well, guys, the Rangers not catching many breaks in the injury department. Neftali Feliz scratched from his minor league start today due to elbow stiffness. I asked Ron Washington if that prompted him to have a talk with John Daniels.
I've already talked to John. He knows what's going on, and I'm more than certain that he will certainly do whatever it is that he can do to help this team, and that's the bottom line.
One positive note from that front, Mark Lowe threw one inning yesterday in Frisco, said he feels great today. He'll pitch another one tomorrow, guys.
All right, Emily, thank you. And what a well-earned double play for Scott Feldman. Good sinking fastball that Viciedo hit right at Ian Kinsler. A 4.63 twin killing, and the bases are empty now with 2 outs.
They just pumping strike after strike. And when the ball is sinking, you'll get a lot of ground balls. You could have asked for a better ball to turn a double play on right there. One pitch after the single, you got 2 outs.
Now Tyler Flowers up there, and he has struck out both times that he's faced Feldman tonight. He takes low for ball 1.
Buzz got a birthday wish that I forgot to do early in the game. Ruth Miller is 90 years old today. She's a big Ranger fan. Happy birthday, Ruth. Hope you're enjoying Scott Feldman's performance so far tonight. Rangers have a 2-0 lead for you. Hopefully they can hang on, give you a big win for your 90th birthday.
90 years young, huh?
Yep.
That's great.
I hope I'm watching a baseball game when I'm 90.
Me too. 1-1 pitch to Flowers. And it's 2-1. Flowers went down swinging in the 3rd inning, then was called out on the 3rd strike in the 5th inning. Breaking ball, and that freezes him at home plate as he watches it go into Mike Napoli's glove for a strike. It's 2-2. Scott Feldman about ready to throw his 76th pitch of the night here in the 7th inning. Breaking ball off of Feldman's foot over to Beltre. The off-balance throw not in time. Well, we finally found a weakness for Scott Feldman tonight as his skate save. He didn't quite get the angle on that kick save to get it to Beltre in a spot where he could throw him out.
He blocked it. Just got a bad deflection.
So Mike Maddox now out to just to make sure that Scott Feldman's okay, and also give the Rangers the opportunity to get their bullpen a little bit further along in the process of loosening up. Maddox out to talk to the big right-hander, Robbie Ross, the left-hander, throwing in support of Scott Feldman here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, great pitch count for Scott here in the 7th inning, only 76 pitches.
Mike Maddox has had his say, and we'll trot back to the Ranger dugout. So Feldman with 1 on and 2 outs. As you look at the ridiculously good ball strike ratio. Friday night with a shortstop, Alexei Ramirez. Feldman a long set and comes to the plate. Ground ball right back to him, and Feldman gloves it, underhands the first, and the side retired. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left Stretch time at the ballpark. Rangers leading 2-0. Now please join Chuck Morgan as he asks the crowd to stand and honor America with God Bless America.
As we pause to honor the men and women for armed services both at home and around the world. Tonight we invite you to join in singing God Bless America with Master Sergeant Erica Stevens of the Texas Air National Guard.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
A lot of offense, but enough for the Rangers to be on top by a couple of runs. Andrus, one of the rare hits he's had against the White Sox in the last few ball games. And Nelly Cruz, a good night again. RBI for Michael Young. Thanks to Nelly Cruz. David Murphy, a 3-hit night.
Buzz, Nelly Cruz wanted us to wish his dad a happy Father's Day. It's Father's Day in the Dominican. So Mr. Cruz, I hope you're watching your son right now. He's had a pretty good game so far. He's got a couple of hits. Maybe he can add a third hit right here as a Father's Day present. Happy Father's Day.
Nelly having a pretty good go of things here tonight. A single, a double, a big run scored as he takes inside. I understand that Comcast up in Chicago has had some difficulties in their transmission. We're happy to bring our Fox Sports Southwest telecast to the Chicago viewers. Glad to have you all along. Hope you enjoy things.
I remember a game in Yankee Stadium where Mr. Cruz was in the stands and Nelly hit a home run. I'll never forget the smile on his dad's face. And as soon as he stood up and smiled, our camera got him. We hadn't been introduced to Mr. Cruz, but he looks exactly like Nelly. We knew exactly who he was as soon as he stood up. And Mr. Cruz has had an opportunity to come to Texas on a number of occasions. Very proud of his son.
A broken bat Ground ball knocked down by Floyd. He recovers in time to throw Cruz out. And the first out of the 7th is in the books. It'll bring up Josh Hamilton.
Look at how that bat smashed. This is a breaking ball down and away, just kind of a half swing, and the bat breaks basically from one end to the other, all the way through the middle of the bat. You just can't tell me that that's good wood if a bat breaks like that.
You wouldn't think so, would you?
Although if Nelly hits it on the good part of the bat, it goes 450 feet, so it must be pretty good.
Remember the longtime coach, the late Jimmy Reese out with the Angels, used to saw his
I remember those.
fungos with half of the bat. He saw a bat in half.
And then hit fungos to the pitchers while they were running in the outfield.
Josh Hamilton, first ball swinging, grounds out to second base. And that's out number 2 before Michael Young comes up. Let's go back to our Fox Southwest studios for a game break. And Rick Renner. Rick? All right, Rick. Yeah, a little bit of moving day possibly for the Rangers. Of course, the White Sox picked up 3 games the last 3 days on the Detroit Tigers. Tigers winning today, averting a 3-game sweep at the hands of Toronto. Or 4-game sweep, I guess that would have been. Well, the White Sox in danger of having their lead drop back down to a game and a half.
Buzz had one more birthday that I forgot. Frank Hager from Abilene is 100 years old today. We had a 90-year-old. Now we've got 100. Frank watches every game. Doesn't miss a game in Abilene. Well, Frank, happy birthday. And thanks for being such a great Ranger fan. Hope you're enjoying the game tonight. Boy, Gavin Floyd, he's got to be a horse to still be out there in the 7th inning, because he threw 50 pitches just about through 45 pitches through 2 innings. It's 100 degrees outside. He's completely sweat through his uniform. He's at 110 pitches now, firing away here in the 7th inning. So he's pitched a great game. The Rangers have scored a couple of tainted runs, I guess you'd have to say. One scored on an error, one scored on a little tapper back to the mound. They've only scored twice and had 7 hits. And Floyd's still out there firing away in the 7th inning on a hot night.
Yeah, he's going to be finished now as Robin Ventura out. He wants the left-hander, Mason Septimo, to come in and take over for Gavin Floyd, who threw 110 pitches tonight. You're right, Tom. That takes some kind of horse out there to do that on a night like this. 104 degrees at game time, still 100 degrees here in the 7th inning. Septimo coming on. We'll be right back on Fox Sports Southwest. Four-game series starting tomorrow night, a 6 o'clock game. It'll be Urban Santana and Roy Oswalt in the opener on Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night, all at 7 o'clock. Weaver and Holland on Tuesday, Darvish and Heron on Wednesday. And on the finale, C.J. Wilson and Matt Harrison in a battle of left-handers. Great series coming up, so make sure you get your tickets. Still some great tickets available. Just go to TexasRangers.com, and you can also call 972-RANGERS to pick up tickets to the Angel 4-game series.
An interesting note on Gavin Floyd. In his last start, which was a win against Minnesota, he pitched 6 innings, gave up a couple of earned runs, walked 6 and struck out 1. Tonight, he's walked 5 and struck out 1. So in his last 2 starts, which have been good starts, a win and a 2-run game so far tonight, he's had 11 walks and 2 strikeouts in about 12 or 13 innings.
And has given up hardly anything on as far as runs are concerned.
Not much in the way of hard hit balls tonight.
Yeah, that's doing some pitching.
Nelly Cruz roped a double. David Murphy's hit a couple of balls hard.
And the aforementioned David Murphy at the plate now, facing the left-hander Septimo, who deals a strike. It's 1-1. Murphy a pair of singles and a double. Both singles to center field, and the double pulled down the right field line. Rangers leading 2-0. Michael Young, after the 2-out walk, the runner at first base. And the left-hander Septimo goes that way with the toss. Septimo, the hard-throwing left-hander. Back to the plate. Murphy skies one to left center field. It is playable as Danks and Viciedo come together. Jordan Danks makes the catch. And that will do it for the Rangers. No runs, no hits. 1 left. We'll go to the 8th inning. Rangers 2, White Sox nothing on Fox Sports Southwest.
Lead the White Sox by the score 2-0. Time for the progressive fan of the game. It has to be the Rabbit and Gorilla and Parrot all game long right here, jumping in this outfit. Rabbit, what is this all about?
I've got season tickets to the Rangers games, and I got tired of seeing them on this hitting streak, or on this hitting slump. So I brought a lucky rabbit foot, and now we're going to win 10 straight games.
There we
go.
There we
Rangers!
go. Here's the bag. Here's the hat. Congratulations. Way to hang out in this outfit all game long, guys. Progressive fan of the game. Buzz.
All right, Doxy.
That's got to be a little bit warm inside that outfit.
Yeah, I would think so, especially jumping around like that.
A gorilla.
Heard of the curse of the goat. I've never heard of the animals repaying the favor. First ball swinging. Beckham lines to left field, and David Murphy makes the catch. An easy first out for Scott Feldman here in the 8th inning.
Scott continues to utilize all his pitches and throw them all for strikes, especially his cutter and his sinker. Curveball has been effective for him tonight. Hasn't made many mistakes. Hasn't really given the White Sox a whole lot to hit at tonight. Rios ripped a double, a hard hit ball. Other than that, there hasn't been much.
Euclid takes low and outside for ball one. Euclid has grounded out a couple of times and popped out. So 0 for 3 tonight. First time the Rangers, since he has been a member of the White Sox, have been able to contain him. And Elvis Andrus, strong throw to first. That is out number 2. Well, folks, you can still lock in postseason options with the Fan Choice 20 game plan. Enjoy the flexibility of selecting the 20 games you want and choose from 10 locations, starting at only $100 per plan. The Fan's Choice plan is only available through August the 20th at TexasRangers.com or by calling 972 Rangers extension 3.
Buzz, in Scott's last roughly 39 innings, he's walked 2 batters. Didn't walk anybody in 7 innings against the Red Sox. Hasn't walked anybody tonight. And he is commanding his arsenal of pitches very well.
Adam Dunn at the plate, 1 for 3. Feldman pulling the string with that big breaking ball. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
You know, there's a couple of times when Scott was scuffling a little bit statistically when he first got into the rotation. You know, and after a game that didn't go very well, he would say, I feel like I'm close. I feel like I'm making pretty good pitches. I feel good on the mound. He's getting in trouble here and there, but I feel like I'm pretty close. And boy, was he right. He was close.
Yep.
I mean, he's there now.
Mike Adams, just in case, in support of Scott Feldman out in the bullpen. 1-2 the count. Now the count is even. Well, you know, I think people, I mean, unless you're an ace of a staff, you start talking like that, people kind of take it with a grain of salt and say, well, yeah, you're just trying to put a little spin on it the right way to make it sound like things are better when you're not having success. But Feldman was right, and you know, he knows himself pretty well. I really think when he got away from being the fastball slider or fastball cutter type pitcher that we see now, year before last, it really took him a while to get back into it. Pitch inside, the count is full to Dunn.
Now it's nice to see him find it and get back to the Scott Feldman that he's pretty much there right now.
Yeah.
And when he won 17 games, when he was in good streaks during that season, it wasn't any better than what you're seeing right now. Like start against the Red Sox and tonight against the White Sox. White Sox are hot. They're swinging the bats. They're tough to pitch to. Got a lot of good hitters.
And Dunn down on strikes as Feldman went upstairs. And Dunn got off the floor too soon. Side retired in 1-2-3 fashion after 7.5. It's the Rangers 2, the White Sox nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. center. Great hands of the game. And it has been the man that has been on center stage tonight, Scott Feldman.
Well, you can see all the different ways his pitches have moved. The sinker's been his best pitch tonight, but the curveball has been a good pitch, and so is the cutter. And boy, has he commanded his pitches. Low pitch count, a lot of strikes.
Mike Napoli will start things off. A new pitcher for the Chicago White Sox, left-hander Hector Santiago. He deals strike one. Numbers on Santiago. And there's a strike on the inside corner. It's no balls and 2 strikes to Knapp. Mike tonight 0 for 3. 3 ground balls, 1 resulting in an error by Alexei Ramirez, the shortstop that got the Rangers their first run. Napoli, Gentry, and Kinsler, the first 3 Rangers to do the swinging against Hector Santiago. Left-hander comes back to the plate, misses low and inside. Santiago, 24-year-old left-hander out of Newark, New Jersey. He was the 30th round selection in the June 2006 draft by the White Sox. Ground ball right back to the left-hander. Santiago gloves, throws. Napoli is retired. And let's visit with John Radigan, who's going to be hosting Rangers Live right after the ball game. John?
Yeah, I'll be joined right after the game, Buzz, by Mark McLemore, and we'll get lots of analysis. Post-game analysis from a game in which the Rangers did what the game asked them to do. We'll hear from lots of players about that, too. They sort of took their own advice. That's what they said they should do in the team meeting last night. That's what they've been doing tonight. It's all coming up after the game. A complete post-game wrap-up, Rangers Live, Buzz.
All right, John, thank you. 1 out, Craig Gentry looks at a strike on the fastball from Santiago. Santiago at 6 feet tall, 210 pounds. From the wind, he deals, and it's a little bit low. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Gentry 1 for 2 tonight. He's been aboard a couple of times on a single and a hit by pitch. Santiago's 1-1, and he's been hit by a pitch again.
Craig doesn't move, boy. You throw it in there, he's going to take it.
Got him lower part of the leg somewhere, and he is aboard for the 3rd time tonight. Just must have grazed him a little bit. But Gentry with his good wheels aboard. And Ian Kinsler now will step to the plate. Kinsler 0 for 4 this evening. He has gone to the air 3 times with no success, and he's also reached on a fielder's choice. First pitch, nice reaction by Tyler Flowers as he had to reach way to his right. And Joe Nathan, the Ranger closer, up and throwing. Kinsler waiting. And a throw to first. Dunn starting the play a few feet off the bag. And then as the throw came over to first, he retreated to the bag. Kind of an odd way to hold a runner close at first, although there's some precedent. The Angels have done that for quite a few years. As Kinsler takes low and outside, it's 2 balls, no strikes. The idea being that every once in a while that ball will get there faster than what the runner's used to seeing, and if you can catch the ball earlier than normal and make a tag quickly, you might get a pickoff that you wouldn't normally get. Kinsler loops one to left center field. That's down for a base hit. Good read by Gentry. He will motor on around to third. And Ian Kinsler with a base hit. Rangers have runners at the corners and 1 out with Elvis Andrus coming up.
Well, Wash likes the squeeze play. You got a good bunter, you got a good runner. Not out of the question. We've seen him do it frequently. Elvis has also walked a couple of times, makes good contact, so you feel comfortable he's going to drive in the run one way or the other.
So Kinsler at first, Gentry at third, 1 out. Elvis Andrus tonight is 1 for 2 officially. He's been aboard a couple of times with a walk. Had a single back in the first. Last time up, hit the ball sharply, but lined to right field. And if Wash is going to squeeze, he usually likes to do it on the first pitch. Santiago will work from the stretch. No squeeze on here in the first pitch, inside for ball 1. Elvis looking down to Dave Anderson, going through a series of signs down there at third base. Standing right by Craig Gentry. And always when there's a runner at third and less than 2 outs, they see the coach walk over there and say something to the runner. There goes Kinsler. The pitch is bunted through, or taken, I guess you would say, and no throw to second. So Kinsler able to steal second. Rangers have 2 runners in scoring position now with 1 out.
Yeah, there goes the double play. And Elvis is just trying to distract the catcher right there and willing to take a strike to get Ian to second base. Infield has to come in now. A lot of ways you can get a ball through that infield or just over the head of the infield now. Tough to catch a little Texas League blooper when you're that far in.
Santiago's 1-1 pitch, and that's fouled back to the screen. Folks, we'd like to invite you to join us at On the Border for dinner every Wednesday night. That's through August the 8th, and enter to win free Rangers tickets. Visit iloveontheborder.com for more details. Great food and a chance to win Ranger tickets. Come on out and be a part of this great Rangers season out here at the ballpark. 1-2 pitch got him swinging. Off speed, and Elvis couldn't wait back quite long enough. He is down on strikes. There are 2 gone, and Adrian Beltre will come up. That was a hanging breaking ball that was almost too high. Beltre 4 times tonight has hit the ball in the air, and none of them very stoutly. Takes that first pitch, a tailing fastball that catches the inside corner. A couple of pop-ups to second. Fly ball to shallow right, fly ball to shallow left. Now with 2 outs, Santiago going back to the windup and the 0-1 pitch. Beltre drives one in the air to right field, but that's playable for Rios. Moves over to his right into the alley, makes the catch, and the Rangers again waste a golden opportunity. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. On to the 9th we go. 2-0 Texas. West is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Head to your Texas Ford dealer for the summer sales event. Enjoy some of the greatest deals of the year. Ford is the best in Texas. By the Hyundai Fuel Efficiency Drive sales event. And by the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. Now we head to the ninth inning here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. Texas on top of Chicago 2-0. And Scott Philbin finished after a great 8 innings of shutout baseball tonight. And Joe Nathan on to see if he can get his 21st save.
Well, Scott against the Red Sox went 7 innings for the first time, and now it's 8 innings for the first time. You can't pitch a whole lot better than Scott pitched tonight. He scattered 7 hits. Most of them were hit off the handle, either bloopers or little ground balls. And now it's up to Joe Nathan to come in and close the door.
And Paul Konerko, no stranger to Joe Nathan, having been in the same division for a lot of years, takes low and outside for ball 1. Konerko is 3 out of 16 against Nathan over the years as Nathan misses inside, and the count moves to 2-0. Konerko, Rios, and Ramirez, the first 3 White Sox hitters, due up here in the ninth inning. And that pitch right down the middle, knee high. It's 2-1. Joe Nathan last worked 5 days ago against the Red Sox. Got his 20th save in that ball game. He kind of broke a streak of 3 outings in a row where he wasn't quite as sharp. Konerko fouls it off to the right over the Ranger dugout, and it's 2-2. And since the All-Star break, Joe Nathan has walked 3 men in 4 appearances, which is incredible considering he's only walked 7 the entire year.
Yeah, 2 of them were back-to-back, which was just a shock.
He got him a loss in the game against Boston, the middle game of that series. Konerko, a line drive, leaping grab by Elvis Andrus.
Boy, hate to see that ball bloop into left field as the leadoff hitter in a 2-run game. And Elvis just was not about to let that happen. Konerko gets jammed, looked like it was looped into left field. Elvis comes out of nowhere, just makes a beautiful lunging play. Get that first out in the ninth inning. Big play. Right in the tip of his glove, it looks like.
Boy, a great jump, great reactions. What a play by the shortstop. Goodness. Alex Rios takes ball 1, and right-handed hitter facing Joe Nathan looks at a strike. It is 1-1. Rios over the years 3 out of 10 against Nathan, and one of those 3 a home run. Hits this one well, high and deep to left field. Murphy is at the wall, leaps up against it, and makes the catch.
That's a home run in Chicago, but it wasn't a home run in our ballpark. Got underneath it a little bit, but it looked like he hit it pretty well off the bat. Kind of holding your breath. David went right to the wall. Little jump just in case. Pulls it down for out number 2.
Up against the screen that covers the out-of-town scoreboard, and now Joe Nathan 1 out away from getting save number 21 and getting the Rangers back on the winning side of things. This crowd of 46,744 on their feet, and the first pitch to Alexei Ramirez is outside for ball 1. The crowd, by the way, the 30th Rangers sellout of the year. This home game number 51. High and tied, a fastball. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Ramirez 1 out of 3 tonight. And Nathan to the wind, the 2-0 pitch. And you can tell by the reaction of the crowd what the result of that pitch was.
You see a little girl yelling.
He's about 7 years old.
Crowd on their feet. The 2-1. Out of play. And the White Sox now down to their final strike.
There she is. She's into it, boy.
Yeah. She's going to be your cheerleader, I think, in a few more
Dad got
years.
lucky there. He's got a little girl he can take to the ball game. She loves it just as much as he does. Dad and Mom enjoying the game.
2-2 pitch, got him swinging. Nathan gets the strikeout, a 1-2-3 inning with a little bit of help, and the Rangers stop their mini losing streak at 2 as they win tonight 2-0. Scott Feldman gets his 5th straight winning decision. And the Rangers get a little mo going with the Angels coming in town tomorrow night. They up their lead now, do the Rangers, back to 4.5 ball games over the Oakland Athletics and 5 over the Los Angeles Angels. Oh, Nelly Cruz happy to get this one in the win column.
Yeah, I'm happy to wish his dad a happy Father's Day to Mr. Cruz. No one feels better than Ron Washington and Jackie Moore. That's one the Rangers needed right there. Pick up a game on the A's, pick up a game on the Angels, salvage the 3rd game of this series. And it wasn't a whole lot of offense tonight, but it was a lot of Scott Feldman. And when you get a game pitched like that, you don't need much offense, Buzz.
Exactly right. Well, the Rangers defeat the White Sox 2-0. Let's go down to Jim Knox, who has a very happy David Murphy with him.
All right, thank you, Buzz. A little close right there by Rios. It came close to the warning track. Do you think that was out of there? You say, it's going to stay in.
I'm not sure. I've done it before, and there's been times where I don't jump and I miss it. So take the sure out, I guess.
You guys, good to see you get back on track. You had the hitters-only meeting last night. Seemed to help you out. You had 3 hits tonight.
We were just encouraging one another. We know what we're capable of, and I think it was plain and simple. There was nothing that was said that hasn't been said publicly in the last few weeks. And tonight still wasn't our best offensive effort. Their pitcher did a good job, but the bottom line is we fought hard. We had good at-bats, and we won.
How about Scott Feldman? 8 strong innings.
That was exactly what we needed. He did an incredible job tonight. He pounded the strike zone. He mixed it up, kept the ball down, and man, he did that at the perfect time. I mean, just great job by him picking us up.
All right, David, appreciate the time. Thank you. Buzz?
All right, Noxie, thank you. 2 hours and 38 minutes after it began, Joe Nathan threw the final pitch and resulted in Nathan's 21st save. Scott Feldman gets his 6th win. Make that his 5th win against 6 defeats this year. The Rangers get back into the winning column, 2-0 the final, as the Rangers defeat the Chicago White Sox. And John Radigan and Mark McLemore when we return to the Texas Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest.